I know from there we start seeing value.
Join the conversation as we say Kifaya to unhealthy communities. Proudly sponsored by Kudu Media. Kifaya! Hello, welcome back to our Kifaya series. And today we're going to have one of the South Sudan artists, and he's going to be here with us. And today we're just going to say Kifaya. And the reasons we're having him today is we want to hear his experiences and how he has gone through things in South Sudan that has brought him to say Kifaya. And so join me as we welcome Elnai, one of the South Sudanese artists who is based in Uganda. So Elnai, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So I'm just going to give you some time to just introduce yourself.
Hello, as he says, I'm called Elnai, and I am based in Entebbe, Uganda. I grew up from here, and I do music, and I am an artist and a musician, and an upcoming producer. I work at Calvary Chapel Entebbe. Yeah.
And so, as we continue, because we're speaking about Kifaya, saying enough to situations that, of course, have been a challenge, most especially in South Sudan. There is a lot that people are facing, and sometimes people are not speaking out about these issues because no one is concerned about the other. But now, when we speak out, when we give experiences of what we have gone through, it's going to help someone. And so, this is the reason why Kudu Media has come out to bring the Kifaya series so that we can help those out there. And so one thing that we're going to ask you, tell us about some of the experiences that you've had in South Sudan that you feel would be better.
Thank you for bringing that into my attention. You know, I recently visited South Sudan, and I have had some experiences, very good and some bad experiences. And some of the things I could say Kifaya to is and I know for long that our country has been fighting for equality, for freedom between the Arabs and the fellow and the Africans. And it resulted into the division of the Sudan into two. But now I see some of the same issues that we've been trying to avoid happening in the South. And you have to look certain way for them to agree that you are Sudanese or you are South Sudanese. And I think that is not a good thing. We all come in different, humanity comes in different brands. I don't know if I can use the word brands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we all come in a different, you don't have to be tall, you don't have to be short,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be black, you don't have to be brown, you don't have to have certain accent for you to become, a Sudanese or a Junubi.
True.
So it doesn't really, that's what I would say Kifaya to. It's enough is enough. Let us embrace everyone as one people.
Okay, thank you so much. And so,
Yes, sir.
for the times you've been in South Sudan, because I know there is a time that you've spent your life in South Sudan, what are the things you've faced in your life, and how did you overcome them, and how would you help someone who is in that state?
I think what I would say, everyone has a story.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has a story, and especially for people who come from Sudan or South Sudan, the story is always similar.
Yeah.
It's always about war.
Yeah.
It's always about conflicts.
Mm.
In fact, everywhere it's known, when they hear Sudan or South Sudan, they think about war.
Yeah.
So this is something that everyone took a share,
Yeah.
So no one is like can say, I have more problems than the other. We have all experienced it in one or the other.
Definitely.
But what we have to do is that what I decided was that for these things to end, you and I have to play a part. I have to play my part.
True.
I don't have to wait for you to play your part,
True.
but there is something I can do. Just by being honest, that's one of them. By saying Kifaya to, mistreatment, by saying Kifaya to, unfair treatment of people.
True.
So it is something that I decided I will not tolerate. I'll speak up about it. I know that you have to be careful on how you solve these issues.
Yes.
But on your part, what can you do
Yeah.
as a person? Even as we say, oh, the government, this and that. But what can you do as a person?
Yes.
So I just decided I'm going to try my best by being honest, by making whatever development I can.
Thank you so much. And talking about unfair treatment, I think we have all had that background of this unfair treatment. And so, how can we get this unity of having both of us all together as South Sudanese? How can the unity come about?
For me, I can say we need to speak up. And when we are speaking up,
Definitely.
let us listen.
Yeah.
Because if you don't listen, you're just going to take one side of the coin. He has done a wrong thing, this and that. But listen to the cries of the people. You will know that people really have some information. And the development of a country is not only based on the leadership.
True.
You as a person, you do your part. The practical but mostly comes to the local people. So let us first stop hating one another. Let's look at each person as a brother and as a sister. If we start from that point of view, brotherlyhood, many things will happen.
True.
When money gets involved, let's not, let's not begin to avoid one another.
I know.
You see, one thing I discover in South Sudan, is that there is that eating. We eat together. It's like communal grazing. Why can't we have this kind of unity even in other things? So I think for us to achieve unity, first of all, let's look at one another as brothers and sisters. Let us embrace that. And I know from there, we start seeing value in every person. We value every person, whether he's working, whether he's not. And then such activities as social gatherings, those are things that can help us. Sports, music, we gather together, not together to fight, but gather to talk and just to have some fun together. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So it means it just takes you and I to decide and do something that will change the both of us. So as we go on, I just want to ask you this because I know you're a musician. And so in South Sudan particularly, how has your music been received in accordance to peace? Because I know there are songs that you have sung that are preaching peace. So how have those songs been received in South Sudan?
Well, what I know is that music is a universal language.
Yeah.
And because most of my songs have been in English, it's because my Arabic is a little bit, I'm trying to understand it again. But I cannot really tell to the extent to which it has been received. I do not know. But from my time there, we had some concert, and in which Emmanuel Jal and Dynamic were a part of. But in one of the songs that I talked about humanity. And I saw people's audience, they try to receive that message about peace, that we need to work together. And like I said earlier, basically the message that I had in that song was to do with, you don't have to be a certain color, you don't have to be a certain height, you don't have to speak a certain language for you to be considered as one. But we just need to embrace one another. There is a beauty in being together. So musically, I think that it brings people together. When I was there, I grabbed my guitar and people gather. Now when people gather, that is a sign of unity, that we're interested. Now what I have to do is to keep attracting people rather than dispersing them away. And one of the things I did also was I went to one of the camps and I recorded a song with the children, with the refugee children from
nice.
Yes, from It's in northern Uganda, West Nile,
Okay.
in Nyumbe,
Okay.
Bidi refugee camps.
Okay.
And these children are from this organization called ICAN, South Sudan. The kids
Okay.
are called ICAN children,
Okay.
ICAN kids, yeah. So I recorded with them a song about peace, about together. Like,
Yeah.
these people, these children do not deserve that. Why should a child be a refugee? He has no part, he did not do anything.
Mhm.
So let us provide a good environment so that our children can grow and learn rather than learning how to get gun. Let us use the pen.
Thank you so much. So, thank you so much, Elnai, for joining us. And what I would love to say is, I believe musically you can change South Sudan. I believe through what you and I can do, through speaking out to things that are affecting our communities and our people, we are able to change South Sudan. And so, one thing I would just want to say is, just before we end this, I just want you to speak about your music, of course, where people can follow you and how people can reach you.
Okay, so my music, you can get me on social media. You can get me on YouTube,
Mhm.
and the name is Elnai, EL space NAI.
Mhm.
You'll get my music there, and actually all the online stores,
Okay.
you can find my music there. So you can go there, subscribe, and
Okay.
check them out.
Thank you so much, Elnai, for joining us. And for you who is watching, we just want to say Kifaya to those things that are giving us a community that is not a good community, a community that is not healthy. Just, it's about you and I speaking out. It's about you and I helping each other to change this community. And so stay tuned for more and more episodes of the Kifaya series, as we're going to be reaching out to anyone that is out there. It's you that will change someone. Thank you so much.